Hello guys, thanks for joining me today. Today we'll discuss about directory server. Okay, so nowadays directory server is a common technology which is getting used at different places. Earlier it was not the case. So now if you wanted to use directory server, so you must have to understand what exactly it is and where exactly you have to use directory server and how it is different from some other storage like database. Okay, so let's start. So the first point is it's a network infrastructure information storage. So when I say information storage, so basically it's a storage and now network infrastructure. So it resides in network. Now again, if you will go for name of directory server, then name itself it suggests it's a directory server. So there must be something like a client and server sort of relation. Okay, so directory server where client can make a request and in response directory server will respond with the data. Now here you have to understand it's an information storage. So what type of information you can store in the directory server? So basically you can store information which has key value concept. So let's say I'm giving you example of, let's say you want to store employee details, correct? So in employee there are different properties for employees like date of joining of employee, employee name, then employee number, then age of employee. So all those are properties in a very common form of key and value, correct? So those information means those object you can store into your directory server. Okay. Basically, anyone can implement directory server. You can write your own directory server as well. However, you just have to follow this standard. Once you follow the standard, then you can write your own directory server. And because of that only, today if you will go to market, then there are different vendors for directory server. Like you will find Microsoft Active Directory, which is most commonly used in every organization. Then you will find Oracle Unified Directory, Oracle Directory Server Enterprise Edition. You will find CA Directory. You will find IBM Tivoli Directory. So there are different directories that you will find into the market. Why? Because they have implemented this X.500 directory service standard. Okay. Now the third point is it has hierarchical structure. Hierarchy. It maintains hierarchy like parent-child sort of structure, which also if you wanted to see in a pictorial representation, then it will be very similar to inverted tree like a structure. Here you can see I have designed a inverted tree like a structure for one of the organization. So it will looks like this, very similar to here. You can say this is the parent and this is the child, this is the parent child, again this is a child for this parent. So like that there will be hierarchical structure like parent child sort of structure in a inverted tree like a structure. Okay. Now fourth is perform efficiently and for better than database for read and search. So if you wanted to go for read and search, then read and search is very fast as compared to even database. Okay, so here I just wanted to explain in database you can see like you will have a relational table like a structure, and database is mostly used for transactional sort of data, correct, where you have all the availability of commit, rollback, all those transactional type of communication. However, same is not applicable for directory server. Here you will store the information in a key value pair, and basically it is most commonly used for managing user groups like employee, system, all those details. Okay. Now, so when I say it's a directory server and you are a client and you can make a call to directory server, then you must need some sort of protocol which your directory server will understand, and that protocol is called LDAP, lightweight directory access protocol. is a protocol used to communicate with directory server. Again, LDAP is very similar to HTTP or SMTP or any other protocol where the base is TCP IP. So for LDAP also the base is TCP IP only. However, to connect to your directory server, you will be using LDAP protocol. Okay. So now try to understand some of the terminology which is most commonly used in every product vendor. So basically, either you will take directory server from Microsoft or Oracle or IBM. The terminology approximately the same. So you have to understand those terminology. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's start with the terminology. So the terminology what we will be going through right now, mostly in all directory server, means the directory server from any of the vendor, the terminology remains approx the same. So the first thing what is into the terminology is directory, that is directory information tree. So in directory server you will store information, you will store object, correct? Now those object representation in the form of tree, in the form of inverted tree like a structure, that is called DIT, directory information tree. So here you can see this is one of the organization, that is organization name is read, and under that read, let's say I wanted to manage employee of the this organization, name is read. Then here you can see I have different of employees. So OU, organizational unit is engineering, organizational unit is research, organizational unit is admin, and organizational unit is HR. So engineering guy will be there in this container, research guy will be there in this container, admin guy will be in this container, and HR will be in this container. So this representation of the complete directory server is called directory information tree. Okay. Now let's talk about entry. What is called entry? So in directory server you will store user object or employee or any information which can be represented in a key value pair, correct? So any object which you are storing into the directory server is called entry. Okay. So if you have employee directory server, then employee, one of the employee, any one of the employee is called one entry, correct? So here, let's say I'm maintaining these UID is equal to Alok, UID is equal to Sam, UID is equal to Anil. So these are entries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So every entry, okay, this OU is equal to engineering, this is one of the container, that is entry, one entry. Okay. What is distinguished name or DN? So basically what is the meaning of DN is it defines exact path where your entry resides in the DIT, in directory information tree. It's a unique path for your entry. And basically how you will make the DN, any attribute can be used to make a DN. Okay. So let's say in this case, what will be my DN? This is for UID is equal to Alok. So the DN will be okay. So as I said, this DN will be unique in the complete DIT. So in the complete directory information tree, you will not find any entry with the same DN. So that's the main logic behind the DN. Okay. Similarly, for Sam, what will be the DN? UID is equal to Sam, OU is equal to engineering, and O is equal to read. So you can see it's a path like a structure which is giving you where exactly your entry resides within DIT. So DN is very clear. Now suffix. Suffix is the base DN or the root DN. So in this case, O is equal to read is my suffix or root DN. Attributes. Attributes actually it's a key value representation of the user's data, that is called attributes. So let's talk about employee entry. In employee entry, age, date of joining, employee number, a common name, all those are attributes. Okay. Now one more important terminology is object class. So object class, you can consider it as an envelope. Object class is an envelope to store all your attributes. So in object class, you will club multiple attribute into a object class. Okay. So these are the some of the terminology that we gone through right now. However, there are different other technical understanding for directory server which we must have to go through, and we have to explain this attribute and object class in a better way, so that because attribute and object class is the building block of your directory server. So if you will not have good understanding of attribute and object class, it is very difficult to understand directory server concept. So let's go to the system and try to understand this attribute and object class concept, and we'll go through some of the other functionality which you will get into your directory server.
Okay guys, so now try to understand. Let's say you have a directory server where you are managing employee. So let's say you have one organization where employees are there. Then definitely for employee there are properties associated with the employee. Correct? Like employee number, CN, SN, title, street, location, state, mail. So these are the properties in a key value pair which has information or which gives you information about a particular employee. Correct? So this is called entry, correct, where you have all this detail of employee number, common name, surname, title, street, correct. These properties are called attributes. Now, as we discussed, there is other concept called object class, and in object class, you have to club your attribute. It's not like you simply can use attribute, correct. So you have to have object class in order to use any attribute. So what actually a schema says is we have to define what attributes are allowed in an object class. Okay, so here you can see I have created a object class called person, and in that person object class these are the attributes: CN, SN, telephone number, description. Organizational person has this, INT ORG person has these attribute. Now, let's say you wanted to define employee entry, then you need these attributes, correct? So, if you will see here, then from this sort of object class, you need all the object class, correct? So, you have to include all this object class into your entry in order to use these attributes. That is one thing. Another thing is these object class may have a definition of your attribute as may or must. May means optional, must means mandatory. So let's talk about person. In person, CN and SN are mandatory attributes. So meaning is when you will include this, to use CN and SN, you have to include person object class. So as soon as you will include person object class, you must have to define CN and SN because those are mandatory attribute. However, for organizational person, none of the attributes are must or mandatory. Similarly, for INT ORG person also, none of the attributes are mandatory or must. Okay, all are optional attribute. That is one definition. Another is there could be relation between these object class as well. So for INT ORG person, superclass is organizational person. For organizational person, superclass is person. And as you know, the superclass of any object class, basically that's the main class which every entry includes, is called top. Okay, so then definitely superclass of person is top. Okay, once you have defined superclass for any object class, then all the properties defined for their superclass automatically will be the part of their subclass. So for INT ORG person, since it is a subclass of organizational person. So all the organizational person properties is available by default. Means title, street, state, location is also available in INET ORG person. Similarly, for organizational person, CNSN telephone number and description also available from person, because person is a superclass of organizational person. So by the end, you can say INET ORG person will have all the property from organizational person and will also have all the property from person. Okay, so now if we'll go to next, so here you can see this is your entry. Your entry will look like this. So here you can see I have included these object class because in order to define all these attribute, I need all of these object class. Okay, so here you can see you have top INET ORG person, organizational person, and person. These are the object class, and since these are the object class I am using, so I can use associated attribute of those object class as well. Okay, dn, you know, like dn is something here, by mistake I have given cn colon. However, it is cn is equal to alok. Okay, and then ou is equal to people, dc example, dc com. So basically it's a unique path in dit where my entry resides. Correct. So this is how your entry will look like. Okay, now let's discuss some of the important understanding that you need to understand in order to better understand directory server. Okay, so what is directory server? We already gone through well-known terminology. Let's discuss about replication. Okay. Okay, so let's discuss about a schema. A schema is a set of rules which governs the way data can be stored in the directory server. Type of entries allowed, attribute, structure, and syntax. So basically, a schema in directory server talks all about your object class and attributes. That is a schema. If let's say you will not define a schema, then what happen? It is just a storage where you can store anything, correct? There is no rule associated with it, and for managing those type of storage, it is very difficult, correct? So in order to better define your directory server, it must needs to have a schema, set of rules, correct, so that you can manage it easily. So a schema is all about set of rule, and where mostly primarily we'll talk about attributes and object class. Replication. So replication you might be very well aware of. Even in database also, replication is a functionality provided by database. So same directory namespace copied to another directory server for redundancy and throughput reason. Replication improves performance and reliability. It can be configured in multi-master or master slave mode. Multi-master, let's say you have two nodes. So there could be the possibility one of the node is for write operation where you allowed write and read both. However, another node is only for read operation. You are not allowing write operation to that node. So that node is called slave. However, another node where you are allowing read and write both, that is called master. So that is all about master slave mode. However, if let's say you have more than one directory node where you are allowing update or read everywhere, means all the node, then it is called multi-master mode, and mostly all infrastructure today is getting set up in multi-master mode. Security you might be very well aware of. So in directory server also security can be implemented. You can have your server running on SSL port, and it is very important because you will store even the critical information into your directory server. So you don't want your client to communicate on a plain text, correct? So you can have SSL for your directory server. Okay. Plugin is, you know, like it's a piece of code. Let's say some of the requirement your directory server is not able to get you. In that case, you can make use of plugin. Actually, this plugin concept is given by all directory server vendor, so you can check and accordingly you can write the code for plugin. Caching is very important because it will enhance your performance like anything. Directory server supports caching functionality, and this way it enhance performance. Okay, so caching is mostly, you know, like caching is for search and read operations. Since your directory server is mostly used for read or search operations, so definitely caching is one of the important criteria for the performance. Indexing, again, you might be very well aware of because same concept applies in database as well. Indexing, you can define attribute indexing so that it can enhance your performance. Proxy directory means, let's say you don't want it to use any network component for load balancing. In that case, there is a proxy directory concept. You can make use of directory as a proxy which will act as a router or load balancer to route your traffic to the actual data storage of the directory server. So proxy directory will not have the data. It will act as a router to route the traffic behind the scene. Means behind there will be multiple directory server data storage where it will redirect the request. And object class and attribute we already gone through. So thanks guys for joining today. And if you wanted to understand more concept in any of other terminology or any other understanding you wanted to have in directory server, please do comment and I will come up with the new video. For now, please subscribe the channel and like the video. Thank you. Thanks again for joining today.